There was fantastic racing the last time we went battling in the Can-Am Grand National Cross Country Series. Suzuki's Joff Strang mounted an incredible come-from-behind charge to challenge Paul Whibley for the win. And ultimately, the man in the number 3 emerged with 2 in a row. Can he do it again?
Playing in the dirt, face full of mud, sacrificing flesh and blood. Playing in the dirt, digging in the ground. All I'm asking you, where you gonna be when it all goes down, 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 down?
Well, hello everyone and welcome once again to Racer TV, your home of the 2009 Can-Am Grand National Cross Country Series on television. Today, we're switching back to the bikes. Jason Wygant here, your host for the Cherby's Loretta Lynns GNCC at Loretta Lynn Ranch in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. This is the longest running event on our tour. The track always offers up a wide variety of terrain for our racers, up and down hills, some motocross, fast stuff, slow stuff, and today, some mud. It's been raining all night long leading up to this event, so that's really going to put our riders to the test, especially Australian Joff Strang. He's won the last 2 races on this tour, but they've both been relatively dry affairs. Can Strang keep the momentum going today? Let's talk to some of our contenders before we go racing.
All right, last week at South Carolina, I ended up finishing on the podium, 3rd place, but here we are 2 weeks later, and it's definitely a different type of race. It's muddy, and we're going to have to do a little extra preparation like foam and stuff on the bike, but I'm definitely ready to go. I've worked hard these past 2 weeks, and it feels really good. I'm really pumped to ride the mud, something different, and just been working hard, and I'm ready to get the whole shot and kind of do what I did in Florida, get a win.
Yeah, the last race went pretty good. Me and Josh Strang battled down to the finish. He just beat me to the line, but looking for a little bit of redemption today. Although the conditions are pretty tough, it's pretty muddy, it's raining a lot, and we're expecting a lot more rain, so it could be pretty tough, and anything could happen. But I'm looking for a good race and carry on the podium streak, and looking forward to another win.
We're here at Loretta Lynns. Last year it was a pretty good race, so finished 2nd here last year, and this year it's a little different. It's kind of wet, really wet actually, so got the Suzukis all prepared for the mud race, duct tape on the handguards and that sort of stuff, so looking for a good start today, hopefully run up front and get the win again.
Now, Strang's win at the previous race was very impressive. He's had to run down Charlie Mullins, who's known for going fast early, and he was able to hold off Paul Whibley, who's known for being strong late. So maybe the mud will be the great equalizer for the young Australian today. If not, and he leaves with 3 in a row, that's a lot of points and confidence for this series championship. Let's get down to the starting line. Well, there's the rain and the mud that we were talking about. And this is typical for the Grand National Cross Country Tour. You're going to get a couple of mudders, and the riders, well, they do their best to keep a positive face. There you see Strang, thumbs up. He's still smiling. He'll deal with it today. I got some hot setups for the mud. You put some extensions on the handguards, some tape under the front fenders so the mud doesn't stick. There's a tie-down strap on Corey Buttrick's bike. They'll yank that bike out. You can see it's raining pretty bad. There's an extension on the visor. Country music star Craig Morgan here. He's a huge GNCC fan. He'd love to go racing if he has the time, but today he's just going to be a spectator and help out Josh Weisenfels and the boys on Fred Andrews' XC2 team. Let's get started here at XC1. The longest running GNCC event on the tour is underway, and it might just be the muddiest race on the tour this year. Also, a bunch of KTMs out front. Kurt Caselli has got the MotorcycleUSA.com whole shot, and look at how bad it is. Guys are getting covered out here, or covering themselves with trash bags so they don't get so muddy. So the KTMs look good. They're the only bikes you can recognize, the 150 of Caselli and the 116 of his teammate Nate Canny. They're both on the orange bikes. Everyone else is on a brown machine. Now, this is low elevation down here in the motocross section of Loretta Lynn Ranch. There's a river nearby, but when they get into the woods, it'll be a little bit higher elevation, and it shouldn't be quite so bad. But down here at the start, guys are getting absolutely covered in mud. And we'll go back down to the start for our XC2 class, and they are facing the same scenario. And we're off and running. 250 bikes versus the 450s in XC1. They'll have a time adjustment to make up for the second row start. Caleb Russell gets the whole shot. Look at his teammate Corey Buttrick. Oh, and Buttrick just got slaughtered. Russell roosted a bad. Oh, Jason Thomas down, and look how far he ended up from his bike. and that's terrible. He's already pulling roll-offs. Now he is in dead last, and he is a genuine race win contender and championship contender. So terrible luck for JT as Russell leads the way on a completely clean motorcycle. And look at his teammate Buttrick go for the lead. Cannot make that pass, and he'll take on more roost. So Russell, who is not known as a mud specialist, is going to look to take advantage of the good start out here. Already probably running a few pounds lighter than everyone else who's taken on all this mud. Same thing for his teammate Caselli out front in XC1. Looking good, looking clean. Looks like Whibley and Jarrett, the Geico Monster Kawasaki riders, second and third. Then you've got Strang, Thad Duvall, the Ampro FMF Yamaha, and his teammate Barry Hawk. Good to see Hawk with a good start. We'll see what he can do with it. And here comes Mullins, known for his good starts. He's way back. Look how aggressive he is, challenging Glenn Carney, who wants to get back in touch with the leaders. And now Russell leading Scott Watkins early here in XC2. So Watkins making moves here on lap 1. Now it's Strang taking over the lead in XC1. Man, they're hitting these corners hard. Oh, and he stalls it. You hit a tree root in the mud like this, it's like ice. And how about that? Mullins has already moved into second, and they've pushed Whibley a few spots back. Here comes Thad Duvall hitting it hard. Oh, and a mistake from Duvall, and that's the trouble. You listen to the two-stroke of Carney just idling his way by. There's no practice or pre-running on these tracks, and especially when you throw mud in, you really don't know where the traction is and where it isn't. Duvall found a slick spot, and now he's got to wrestle his bike back onto the trail. Watkins taking the lead in XC2, and Mullins taking the lead in XC1. He was about 7th a couple of miles ago, already out front over Jarrett, who is a phenomenal mud rider. Strang has recovered from the stall, challenged by Whibley. And here comes Hawk, and Hawk just trying to find a tri-line, just trying to find traction anywhere. Not easy to do. Same thing with Caselli. This is going to be very interesting. We're just getting started. Stay tuned. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, Rocky Mountain ATV MC, Yamaha, and by Honda Generators, the official generator of Racer TV. Welcome back to the action. Jimmy Jarrett, Charlie Mullins duking it out for the lead. Grand National Cross Country action. Paul Whibley comes by in third. Josh Strang is fourth. Not for long now, Strang takes the lead. You can take a wild guess. Jarrett and Mullins pushing so hard, they made a mistake. Barry Hawk now up to the number 2 spot, and Whibley still consistent in third. These guys are really hanging it out. You see Whibley getting sideways there. Thad Duvall doing the same. And here's our XC2 leader, Caleb Russell, who has caught the tail end of our lead pack of XC1 riders. That is an impressive charge from a minute behind. Then you've got Kurt Caselli, and then Glenn Carney coming through next, both on the 2 strokes. Leader is still Strang. And you can see at these higher elevations, the mud is not too bad. There's a lot of small shale rock mixed in with the soil here. And rock holds up better in mud than anything else because it doesn't absorb water. So in these sections, it's not too bad. There's Jarrett. And there is Watkins, who has now moved up into Russell's position up front in XC1. Strang still the leader, and Hawk trying to hunt him down in the number 2 spot. Best run we've seen out of Hawk so far this year. Whibley has probably been the most consistent rider of the day. He's in third most of the times we see him. Now we see his teammate Jarrett come by, and he is followed by Mullins. So those two have been battling both at the front, and they make a mistake and they lose a couple of spots. You see Strang still leading Hawk. Then Whibley comes through in third. Duvall fourth. Jarrett and Mullins still on his tail. And then Russell leading XC2. So the lead order is established, but I would venture to guess not for long. We'll go a little bit further back. You see Caselli still with Carney. And Watkins has tried to make up some ground, but Russell's got some distance on him at the moment. Strang still in the lead. Hawk still in second. Whibley third. And I I think a little bit of rain still coming down. A lot of times the riders will tell you they'd rather it rain because it keeps the bikes a little bit cleaner. It gets real sticky if it starts to dry out. And at least they'll keep their bikes lightweight if rain continues to come down. Vision will be an issue, but let's be honest, it's going to be bad whether it's raining or not. So what's the difference? There is Watkins keeping pace with some of the XC1 riders. And he needs to because Russell is right in that mix. There's Jason Thomas, who you remember was down and down hard in the second turn, making up some ground in XC2. Now here's Jarrett back in the lead. Then it's Duval. Strang coming through. No, there was Mullins and then Strang. Excuse me on that. Then Hawk and then Russell. So the order has changed again. Jarrett is back into the lead for the second time today. Then Carney comes through. Carney admits he's not really much of a mud rider. He just wants to score some points today. And there's Watkins out of the XC2 class. He is from Ohio. He is much stronger in these conditions. And the man out of the United Kingdom, Jason Thomas, he'll be all right in the mud. Same thing with Buttrick, also an Ohio native. He likes riding in these conditions, or at least likes it as much as you could. Let's watch Jarrett trying to maintain the lead, trying to get to the top of these hills. Amazing battle we have. You don't often get these types of races in the mud. Looks like Whibley just overtook Duval. And then there's Mullins. Another lap down. Just crazy how much the order is changing. Then you've got Duval, Strang. There's Jimmy Jarrett finding a new line, working his way to the top. Russell, and then Hawk and Whibley has gone to the back of the train. So every time someone looks consistent, looks like they're going to establish themselves, something goes wrong. At the moment, Mullins in the lead for the second or third time today. It's great racing, we think, underneath these completely covered numbers. That's Duval on the right side of your screen in the number 2 position. And Jarrett in third. And then it is Russell, who I believe would be leading this thing overall on adjusted time. And he is also the leader in XC2. Not a bad performance in the mud for a rider who admits he's not a mud rider. Stay with us here on Racer TV. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, Rocky Mountain ATV MC, Yamaha, and by Honda Generators, the official generator of Racer TV. Well, pretty unpredictable racing out here in the mud of Loretta Lynn Ranch in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. Jason Wygant giving you the call on Racer TV. Charlie Mullins and Thad Duval, former teammates on the Yamaha squad, leading. Now Mullins rides for Suzuki, and he's put that machine out front. Paul Whibley has been all over the map today. He is now in third. Mullins likes to put the hammer down and check out. He's had a few mistakes early, but he has checked out at this point. Second place rider Duval comes through, of course, without goggles. It's impossible to keep goggles for long in a muddy race like this. And when they drop into these valleys, man, it is bad down there. That is Caleb Russell, fourth on the track and making a bid to try to win this thing overall. There's Mullins downhill. Look at the body angle she had to put in to keep that bike in the line he wants. If you miss and you lose traction, that's why they're all trying to go to the left, where there's a little bit more grip. You do not want to hit that icy stuff in the middle of a downhill. You'll never get stopped for the bottom of this thing. And they've all figured that out by going to the left. We'll be right back with more action, but now it's time for our Rocky Mountain Spotlight. Save some extra cash instantly when you buy 2 or more dirt bike tires at Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Introducing the Rocky Mountain ATV MC Tire Stock Up Program. Buy 2 or more dirt bike tires and get an additional 10% off on the tires in your order. Choose any amount in brand, size, front or rear, your choice, and pick from the most popular brands including Dunlop, Bridgestone, Maxxis, Kenda, Michelin, and more. Rocky Mountain ATV MC carries a wide variety of tires for all riding conditions and offers them at the lowest prices around. They're your one-stop source for dirt bike tires. Rocky Mountain ATV MC is the leading online seller of ATV and motorcycle tires, parts, accessories, and apparel. With an industry-leading website, free shipping on orders over $99 in the continental U.S., and a huge inventory of in-stock items, you're sure to get the products you need at the prices you want, shipped quickly to your door. Visit their website, RockyMountainATVMC.com, for more information, or call 1-800-272-6329 to request a free catalog. Charlie Mullins still leading the way here at Loretta Lynn Ranch, the Acherbys GNCC, and he's got a nice solid lead built up. But how about Thad Duvall, who is slowly putting together his best run yet in the big class? He is a rookie who has been plagued by injuries and bad luck so far this year. He looks solid in second. Then you've got some of the Kawasaki boys coming through, Whibley, followed by Russell, the XC2 class leader, who is fighting for an overall position as well. Mullins staying on the seat to try to get maximum traction on this uphill. Listen to Duvall just digging and digging on the Ampro FMF Yamaha, and literally digging with his boots to get to the top of that. Now getting into some lapped riders. Looks like Duvall has closed the gap on Mullins now and might be able to go all the way to the lead. A little further back, you've got the two of Whibley coming through next, and Duvall has taken the lead. So he has decided, as he hits the lake here, the kid is going to go for the win, and he is one tough customer in muddy races. Back in his days winning the XC2 championship, he was always strong when the rain came down. Mullins now relegated to the number 2 position. I can't even tell who that is. I think that's Strang, actually. I thought it was Jarrett, trying to judge by the riding styles. That's Duvall still in the lead. Now you can see the sun coming out, so these bikes are going to get heavy because the mud will begin to dry. So Thad Duvall is going to try to pull off his first ever GNCC overall win and do it in his rookie year. Can he hang on? Stay tuned. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, Rocky Mountain ATV MC, Yamaha, and by Honda Generators, the official generator of Racer TV. 2 laps to go here in the mud at Loretta Lynn's, and it's Suzuki's back out front again. Josh Strang over Charlie Mullins, and then I think that's Jimmy Jarrett back there. And we have now heard mechanical troubles have claimed our leader, Thad Duvall. That is why the Suzukis have been put back into the number 1 and 2 positions. And I believe it's now Strang leading the way. And here is Duvall now back on course, but he has lost a lot of ground. Man, heartbreaker for that young man who was leading this thing and looking for a podium. So here is Strang, now your leader. If you recall, he led very early. He stalled the bike. He almost did it again, but look at the struggle for his teammate, Mullins, who is fighting his way to the top of that very same mountain. This has just turned into a race of heart and will and guts. Look at Jimmy Jarrett go. What a run he got. Wide open to get to the top of that hill. Will he have enough time to catch this guy, though? Josh Strang, riding with the cool of a veteran. He let other guys lead early, but late in the race, once again, he's in a customary spot, and he is all alone. Amazing run for the 21-year-old out of Australia with his teammate Mullins in the number 2 spot. But I think Mullins has let go of his teammate again. Jarrett strong down the stretch, and we now have a report, though, that his teammate Whibley has broken a chain. So he's way back in the pits trying to repair that. We just saw Watkins go by. He is leading in XC2. He was actually the overall leader for a little bit, but Strang has rallied down the stretch, and now it's just a race of survival. Can Mullins hang on for podium points? And Jarrett, who is really on the gas here in this last lap, how close can he come? Look at the aggression up on the pegs. Jimmy Jarrett still digging deep. Late in the race here in Tennessee. And it's too late. Here comes Josh Strang. Be it dry or be it wet, he is tough to stop. 3 in a row, and what a comeback to take the points lead for Josh Strang. And it is Jarrett who will take the number 2 position. Let's go down to the podium.
Yeah, 3rd place, XC1. It was really tough day. It rained all day and really muddy track, and felt really good. Second to last lap, me and Strang, we kind of had a breakaway, and I ended up making a mistake missing a hill, and he got away. And last lap, my clutch was going out, so I just kind of babied it into the finish, and Jimmy Jarrett ended up catching me. And pretty bummed out, but I'm pretty happy to be on the podium again and definitely get some points for the championship.
Well, Jarrett helps his teammate out. Whibley was able to fix that chain and end up in 7th. Jarrett takes 2nd, steals some points from Mullins.
Yeah, the race was pretty cool today. I got a good start and was up there with the leaders all day, and it got nasty on the second lap. Everyone was covered in mud. I couldn't tell who was who, and we were battling up and down the hills. You never knew when you were going to pass somebody or if you did or not until you come around the pits and they were telling you what place you're in. So it was a cool race. It was definitely exciting, and I'm glad I was up on the podium today.
Well, there's your points. The comeback is complete. Josh Strang to the top of the mountain with another victory.
Today was pretty muddy, I guess. So first mud race of the season, which was pretty good. I got a decent start. I think I was in about 5th or something, and then end of first lap I moved into 2nd and tried to pull a bit of a gap, but I made a mistake up a hill and the guys went back by me, and then felt all right, not too great, and I just kept pushing, and then I managed to move to the front. The last 2 laps felt good and pushed as hard as I could and got another win. So 3 in a row for myself and FMF Suzuki, and it feels real good.
And Watkins rallies to take the win in XC2. And how about Jason Thomas from last in the first turn to 2nd? Time for the Yamaha race recap. As you can see, it was wet and wild here at Loretta Lynn Ranch. Kirk Caselli led early, but what a battle we had. Mullins, Jarrett, Strang, Whibley, Hawk, Duval, all going back and forth. Surprising to see this type of back and forth battling on a mud race. Normally these things are all about survival. You even had the XC2 riders in the hunt. Duval had the lead for a little while before mechanical trouble set in. Same thing happened to Whibley. There's one of the XC2 riders, Watkins. He led overall for a bit. He holds on to win his class, but down the stretch, Josh Strang poured it on again. He has now won 3 in a row. He takes the points lead, and now the question could be thrown out. Can anyone stop this young Australian? We'll find out the next time we go racing. For everyone here, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching.